Last year alone, older Americans lost billions of dollars to fraud, and California ranks among the top states where seniors are targeted. But here's the part no one talks about. Sometimes your own bank can suddenly freeze or block your account. No warning, no phone call, just one day you try to use your card and it's declined. Imagine standing at the grocery store or pharmacy, swiping your card, and seeing the word transaction denied. Shocking, right? If you're 65 or older in California, this is something you absolutely need to understand. Banks are now using advanced monitoring systems, legal compliance rules, and fraud detection software that can instantly flag accounts for unusual activity. And the truth is, even a simple mistake, like a large withdrawal, outdated ID, or suspicious deposit, could temporarily block your access to your own money. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the 10 powerful reasons your bank account could be blocked next month, and most importantly, how to protect yourself before it happens. This could save you stress, embarrassment, and even financial disaster. So make sure you watch until the very end. And if you care about protecting your hard-earned savings, subscribe right now, because the information we share here could make all the difference when it matters most. Number 1, suspicious activity. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching for your phone to check your balance and seeing a notification that your account has been temporarily restricted due to suspicious activity. Your heart drops. You didn't do anything wrong. So what happened? Today, banks use advanced AI-powered fraud detection systems that constantly monitor spending patterns. These systems don't just look at large transactions, they analyze behavior. If you normally spend $50 to $100 locally, and suddenly there's a $2,000 transfer, a new online purchase, or a transaction in another city is ICE, the system may instantly flag it. And once flagged, your account can be frozen within minutes. Here's something many seniors don't realize. Criminals specifically target people over 65 because they assume retirement savings are available. Well, because of that, banks are extra cautious with senior accounts. Even a genuine purchase, helping a grandchild, donating to a new charity, or sending money through an unfamiliar app can trigger alarms. But here's the important part. Most freezes are protective, not punitive. The bank is trying to shield you from potential fraud. Still, the inconvenience can be stressful and even embarrassing. So what can you do? Always notify your bank before making large withdrawals or transfers. Turn on real-time transaction alerts through your banking app. Make sure your phone number and email are updated so the bank can reach you immediately. And check your statements weekly, not just monthly. A simple 5-minute habit could prevent days of frustration. Now, if this information is already opening your eyes, imagine what the next reasons will reveal, because some of them are even more surprising and far more common. Subscribe now to protect your savings, stay informed on senior financial alerts, and never miss critical updates that could safeguard your future. Number 2, identity verification problems. This one catches many seniors completely off guard. You've banked at the same branch for years. You know the staff. They know you. So how could there possibly be an identity issue? Here's how. Banks are legally required to follow strict Know Your Customer KYC regulations. That means they must keep updated records of your identification, address, phone number, and even signature. If something doesn't match, even something small, your account can be restricted until verification is complete. Maybe your driver's license expired and you forgot to update it with the bank. Maybe you moved recently, but your address doesn't match what's on file with the DMV. Maybe you changed your phone number, and now when the bank sends a security code, you never receive it. To the system, that looks like potential fraud. And in today's digital world, verification happens automatically. If the system can't confirm your identity during a login attempt, wire transfer, or password reset, access can be frozen instantly. For seniors, this can be especially frustrating. You know who you are, but the system needs proof. The good news? This is one of the easiest problems to prevent. Make sure your government ID is current. Double check that your bank has your correct address, phone number, and email. If you move, notify your bank immediately. If you receive a verification request, respond quickly. Don't ignore it thinking it's optional. Taking 10 minutes to review your information today could save you from being locked out tomorrow. And remember, the next reason involves something even more surprising, and it happens more often than you think. Subscribe today for urgent California 65 plus alerts, financial protection tips, and critical updates that help keep your hard-earned money safe. Number 3, large cash deposits. Let's say you sell a car, or maybe you've been saving cash at home for years and finally decide to deposit it. You walk into your bank, make the deposit, and think nothing of it. But behind the scenes, alarms may already be going off. Banks are required under federal law to monitor and report certain large cash transactions. When you deposit a significant amount of cash, especially if it's unusual compared to your normal activity, the system flags it for review. It doesn't mean you did anything illegal. It simply means the bank must verify where the money came from. For seniors, this can feel shocking. You might think, it's my money, why does anyone care? But financial institutions operate under strict anti-money laundering rules. Even breaking a large deposit into smaller amounts can raise suspicion if the pattern looks unusual. And here's where it becomes stressful. During a review, access to part or sometimes all of your funds can be temporarily restricted until documentation is provided. So how do you protect yourself? If you're planning to deposit a large amount of cash, call your bank first. Keep documentation, bills of sale, withdrawal receipts, written records, anything that shows a source of funds. Be transparent. When banks understand the situation up front, reviews move much faster. Remember, preparation prevents panic. The next reason is even more surprising, and it doesn't involve large money at all. Subscribe now for powerful senior financial alerts, California updates, and critical tips that protect your bank account before problems begin. Number 4, account inactivity. This one surprises almost everyone. You might think the safest thing you can do is leave your money alone. No withdrawals, no transfers. Just let it sit quietly in your account. But in some cases, doing nothing can actually trigger a freeze. If your bank account shows little to no activity for an extended period, sometimes 12 months or more, it may be classified as inactive or dormant. And once that happens, restrictions can be placed on the account until you verify that you're still actively managing it. In California, there are also unclaimed property laws. If an account remains inactive for a certain number of years and the bank cannot reach you, funds can eventually be transferred to the state as unclaimed property. Imagine needing your money and discovering it's no longer sitting where you left it. For seniors, inactivity often happens for simple reasons. Maybe you opened a second savings account and forgot about it. Maybe Social Security deposits were redirected. Maybe you switched banks but left a small balance behind. The solution is simple but powerful. Log into your account at least once a month. Make a small transaction if needed. Even transferring a few dollars between accounts counts. Review your statements. Make sure your contact information is current so the bank can reach you. A few minutes of attention can prevent months of frustration. And wait until you hear the next reason, because it involves something designed to protect seniors, but it can still temporarily block your access. Subscribe today for urgent California senior alerts and powerful money protection tips you cannot afford to miss. Stay informed, stay protected. Number 5, suspected elder financial exploitation. This next reason can feel deeply personal. If a bank suspects that someone may be financially exploiting you, even a family member, they are legally allowed to step in. In California especially, banks are encouraged to monitor accounts belonging to seniors for unusual withdrawals, sudden wire transfers, or new individuals gaining access to funds. Now imagine this scenario. You recently added someone to your account to help with bills, or maybe a relative suddenly starts assisting you with online banking. If large withdrawals begin happening or spending patterns change dramatically, the bank system may flag the activity as potential elder financial abuse. When that happens, the bank can temporarily place a hold on transactions while they investigate. They may contact you directly. In some cases, they may even notify Adult Protective Services if they believe exploitation is possible. Here's the emotional part. You may feel embarrassed, frustrated, even angry. I approve that transaction, you might say, but understand this. The bank's goal is protection. Seniors lose billions each year to scams, pressure tactics, and manipulation. Financial institutions are under increasing pressure to prevent those losses before they happen. So how do you stay ahead of this? First, consider adding a trusted contact person to your account, someone the bank can reach if concerns arise. Second, carefully review joint account access. Third, communicate with your bank if you plan major changes in who handles your finances. Protection should empower you, not surprise you. And the next reason? It involves government payments, and many retirees overlook it completely. Subscribe now for critical California 65 plus financial alerts and powerful updates that help protect your independence and your hard-earned savings. Number 6, Social Security or direct deposit errors. For many seniors in California, Social Security or pension payments are the lifeline that keeps everything running. Rent, utilities, groceries, medication. So imagine expecting your monthly deposit and it never arrives. Or worse, your account suddenly shows a restriction notice. One simple error in your direct deposit information can create a chain reaction. If an account number is entered incorrectly, if you switch banks and forget to update your benefits, or if your bank account is temporarily restricted for review, government deposits may be rejected. When deposits bounce back multiple times, the system may flag the account for verification. And until everything is corrected, access can be delayed or limited. Sometimes the issue is even smaller, a mismatched name. So, a missing middle initial or outdated records. Automated systems don't guess. If something doesn't match perfectly, it stops the process. The emotional stress this causes is real. Bills don't pause just because paperwork had an error. So what can you do right now? First, review your direct deposit details at least once a year. If you change banks, update your information immediately with Social Security or your pension provider. Double check that your name appears exactly the same on both your benefit records and your bank account. And monitor your account around deposit date so you can act quickly if something looks wrong. Catching an issue early can prevent weeks of delays, and wait until you hear the next reason, because it involves legal authority over your account, and many families don't realize how serious it can become. Subscribe now for urgent California senior money alerts, benefit updates, and powerful protection tips delivered before problems hit your account. Stay ready. Number 7, power of attorney conflicts. This next reason can turn emotional very quickly. A power of attorney, POA, is meant to protect you. It allows someone you trust to manage your finances if you're unable to do so. But if the paperwork is outdated, unclear, or challenged by another family member, your bank may immediately restrict the account until everything is verified. Imagine this. You give one child financial authority years ago. Later, another family member questions it, or perhaps a POA document was created in another state and the bank needs additional verification. The moment a dispute arises, the bank's legal department may step in, and access to your funds can be limited while they review the documents. From the bank's perspective, this is about liability and protection. They cannot risk giving access to the wrong person. Even if you are fully capable and present, conflicting instructions can trigger a freeze until clarity is restored. For seniors, this situation can feel deeply stressful. Family tension mixed with financial restriction creates pressure no one wants. So how do you prevent this? First, review your power of attorney documents every few years. Make sure they are current and legally valid in California. Provide a copy directly to your bank before it's needed. Talk openly with family members about who has authority and why. Clear communication now prevents conflict later. Preparation brings peace of mind. And the next reason may surprise you, because it involves something as simple as writing or receiving a check. Sila, subscribe today for critical California 65 plus alerts and powerful financial protection insights that help you stay secure and in control. Don't miss out. Number 8, check fraud or suspicious check activity. Even in today's digital world, many seniors still use paper checks. It feels familiar, safe, reliable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Check fraud has been rising across the country, and older adults are often targeted. Picture this. You mail a check to pay a bill. Somewhere along the way, it's stolen from a mailbox, chemically altered, and rewritten for a much larger amount. Or someone creates counterfeit checks using your account number. Suddenly, your bank detects unusual withdrawals you didn't authorize. The moment that happens, the bank's fraud system activates. To stop further losses, they may immediately freeze your account while they investigate. This freeze is meant to protect you, but it can temporarily block access to your own funds. What makes this especially frustrating is that you may not even know fraud occurred until your card declines or your balance drops unexpectedly. So how do you reduce this risk? Avoid leaving outgoing mail in unsecured mailboxes overnight. Consider dropping checks inside the post office. Monitor cleared checks through your online banking app so you can spot altered amounts quickly. If possible, switch to secure electronic bill payments instead of paper checks. And here's something powerful, okay? Check your account at least once a week. Early detection can prevent major financial damage. The next reason on our list involves something even more serious. Legal action that can affect your bank account without warning. Subscribe now for urgent California 65 plus financial alerts and powerful tips that protect your savings before fraud or freezes happen. Stay informed, stay secure. Number 9, repeated overdrafts or negative balances. This one may seem small at first, but over time, it can quietly build into something serious. Maybe a bill hits earlier than expected. Maybe an automatic payment goes through before your deposit clears. One overdraft happens, then another, then a few more within months. it feels like a temporary cash flow issue, but to the bank's internal system, it can signal financial instability or account risk. Banks track patterns, not just one-time mistakes. If your account frequently drops below zero or shows repeated insufficient funds transactions, it may trigger an internal review. In some cases, the bank may limit certain features, suspend overdraft privileges, or even freeze activity while assessing risk. For seniors living on fixed incomes, timing is everything. A delayed deposit or unexpected medical expense can throw off the entire month. But automated systems don't see context. They see data patterns. And here's the part many don't realize. Repeated overdrafts can also lower your internal banking risk score, making it harder to open new accounts or access certain services in the future. So what can you do starting today? Set up low balance alerts through your bank's app, link a savings account for overdraft protection if possible, review automatic payments and match them carefully with deposit dates. Even keeping a small buffer amount in your checking account can prevent a costly chain reaction. Small adjustments create big stability. And the final reason on our list involves something even more powerful: legal actions that can restrict your account without you stepping foot in a bank. Subscribe now for urgent California senior money alerts and powerful strategies to protect your financial security before problems arise. Stay prepared. Number 10, court orders, tax liens, or legal judgments. This final reason is the most serious and often the most unexpected. Sometimes a bank doesn't freeze an account because of suspicious activity or paperwork errors. Sometimes they freeze it because they are legally required to. If there is a court judgment, tax lien, creditor garnishment, or government order issued in your name, the bank must comply immediately. And here's the difficult truth. You may not receive advance notice from your bank. The order comes through the legal system and the financial institution is obligated to act. That could mean restricting withdrawals, holding funds, or allowing a portion of your money to be redirected toward unpaid debts. For seniors, this can feel overwhelming. Maybe it's an old medical bill. Maybe it's unresolved credit card debt. Well, maybe it's a tax issue you thought was already handled. But once a legal order is filed, the bank has very little flexibility. The key here is prevention. Open all mail, especially letters from courts, creditors, or tax agencies. Never ignore official notices. If you receive a warning about a debt, seek legal advice immediately. Many counties in California offer free or low-cost legal aid for seniors. Taking action early can stop a freeze before it ever happens. Subscribe now for urgent California 65+ legal and financial alerts that protect your savings, rights, and peace of mind before unexpected freezes strike. If there's one powerful message from today's video, it's this: most bank account freezes are not random, and they are not meant to punish you. They are triggered by patterns, laws, or protective measures designed to prevent fraud and financial loss. But even protection can feel stressful when you're not prepared. The good news? Almost every reason we discussed today is preventable. Keep your identification updated, monitor your account weekly, communicate with your bank before large transactions, review your direct deposits, stay on top of legal notices. These small, consistent habits create a powerful shield around your hard-earned money. You worked a lifetime to build your savings. You deserve access, security, and peace of mind. If this video opened your eyes even a little, take a moment right now to protect yourself further. Like this video, share it with someone over 65 in California, and make sure you stay informed moving forward. Because when it comes to your finances, awareness isn't optional, it's protection.